Okay, Doug.
Couldn't guard a banked 50-footer any better?
Couldn't guard a three-ball all night. That was the capper. Yeah, that was the capper. Gosh,
Quarter, they
too
just
bad too, because Pascal got his hands on it and knocked it away, and I thought the clock was going to run out. Actually,
You guys had difficult guarding a three in that third quarter. They got, I think, they made 10 of them. Is it?
Yeah.
And then the other night, OKC sort of lit you up. Is that a troubling aspect of closing out on you guys?
Yeah. Well, we've 2 games in a row. We tried to go get the star player and get the ball out of his hands and make it difficult for him, and kind of succeeded in that and put the onus on their secondary guys to beat us. And it's 2 games in a row where they made a lot of shots, and I don't know, kind of got to pick your poison. We picked our poison and it just didn't work out.
Were there good things you saw with the group having the regulars together? Were there good aspects of play with those guys?
I thought it's like, you kind of sit here and you say, oh, well, we weren't ready to play or whatever against this team, but we came out kind of ready, right? I thought we really were popping, and we were doing a decent job of guarding. We did make a couple game plan mistakes early, to kind of let them score their first few baskets. The biggest problem was, offensive rebounding, loose balls, and turnovers in the first half, right? I think they had 10 offensive rebounds for 14 points. We had 10 turnovers for 14 points. That was 28 of their 58. That's a lot in just kind of non-basket, that's not, you've done enough to make a miss, don't get the rebound. You've done enough to secure the ball and give it right back to them, right? So that was more of the story. And then obviously they got hot in the third. I give us some credit. We battled and found some things and got back in it and made a heck of a run and had our chance to put it away, but just didn't quite get it done.
Small end?
Well, not necessarily, but some nights you got to do what you got to do. We did a little bit of everything tonight, right? We were full court, 1-2, 1-1 trap pressing. We were playing a little zone. We played small. We blitzed. We hedged. We dropped. We switched. So we had everything on the table there tonight.
Is there an element of guys having to adjust to that, especially with the height of the pick and roll, or trying to get the ball out of Kemba or Westbrook's hands? Is that like a communication thing? Is that a guys adjusting to different coverages on the fly, or just a matter of execution?
Well, it's adjusting to the execution of it. Depending on what we're in, right? So we were in 3 different coverages depending on which center they had in the game, right? Because we thought that was a big difference of who was in and who was out. But again, Kemba did a good job. He when we didn't quite make a good trap, he kind of slithered around it, right? And when we did make a good trap, he got off it pretty quick, and they fired it out. And we didn't really do the other pieces of the blitz as well as we needed to, right? There's some rotations that you need to make, and we just didn't quite get out to those guys enough. And give them some credit. They stepped in and just kept making them. They really did.
You had a big effort from Norm Powell in the fourth quarter, for him to sit on the bench all night and come in and do that. What does that say about him?
It was good. We're just looking for some mistake-free basketball from those guys, and I look down, and you got to be pretty happy. The bench doesn't turn it over, right, other than OG has a couple. So the rest of those guys played pretty mistake-free on offense. And that's what, I think that's a good run for both Fred and for Norm.
What was it like to have the full?
It was tough. It was tough. I had to decide. I was interested, as you probably guessed, in seeing Patrick McCaw tonight. Brought him off early both halves. That kind of made Norm suffer a little bit, right? But seems like it, maybe motivating him a little bit. He really came in with a lot of juice, and I give him a lot of credit for that, right? I give him a lot of credit for sitting there the whole time and then coming in with a big burst of energy and playing really well.